You said this in a letter to President Obama recently. The system of foreign aid is broken. I urge you to reverse the decision to release aid to Egypt and to hold all aid until such time as the politically motivated prosecution of U.S. citizens has ended. The last part of that has to do with these Americans who are held captive, later released, but you say still they are pursuing prosecution of them. But the first part about your statement is intriguing. The system of foreign aid is broken. What do you mean by that?
Well, when you think about it, look at Africa, for example. Mubarak in Egypt was given $60 billion, American dollars, U.S. tax dollars, at a time we're struggling to rebuild and replace our infrastructure. What did he do with the money? He stole it. Mobutu in Congo stole the money through the 70s and 80s. Mugabe in Rhodesia and Zimbabwe stole the money. The people don't get anything. The people have no running water and electricity, and yet some of these dictators have some of the most lavish mansions throughout the world.
We set out to help 19 countries. We're helping 107. We've spent $146 billion. With that money, we bought a $2 million yacht for Haile Selassie. We bought dress suits for Greek undertakers, extra wives for Kenya government officials. We bought 1,000 TV sets for a place where they have no electricity.
There is a doctor in Pakistan by the name of Shakil Afridi. He's been identified as a doctor who helped us with information in order to get bin Laden. The Pakistan government has now put him in prison for 33 years. I think this is an abomination.
33-year sentence, does that come as a surprise to you?
No, look, this is not the tribal justice system is nothing that an American would recognize, right?
Now, while we can't tell countries what they must do with their internal affairs, we certainly don't have to reward them with taxpayer money when they put someone in prison who is attempting to help America.
Pakistan receives more than $2 billion from the U.S. this year alone.
My point and my message to Pakistan, if you want to be an ally, act like it. Putting this man in prison for 33 years for helping America get bin Laden, which Pakistan was ostensibly supposed to be doing, is a real travesty of justice.
So during your presidency, you never knew where he was?
No, never. Absolutely.
So now this doctor's in prison for 33 years, and how does President Obama respond? President Obama this week gave him $1 billion, an additional $1 billion. We're rewarding bad behavior with more money, with more of your money we don't even have.
No idea where all this money is really going and what it's being used for, or to whom it ultimately will be funneled. Congressman, you're not a fan of this.
No, I'm not. I mean, when you look at we're drowning in a sea of debt ourselves, $14 trillion in debt, going to 20, and then we get a request a couple of months back where the president wants to give another $3 billion in aid to Pakistan, write off another $1 billion to Egypt. That's a problem in my mind. We need to reassess all of our foreign aid.
Stop all foreign aid, she is with the Cato Institute.
But I think we need to understand that what matters most is U.S. foreign policy and U.S. security interests. What we see overall when it comes to either Ferdinand Marcos, Hosni Mubarak, from regimes all around the world is that we're sponsoring these unaccountable leaders who are very much have oppressive state apparatus that oppress their own people.
During the Iran-Iraq war from 1980 to 1988, there were F-14s on both sides. You know, we're bombing each other with planes that we paid for on both sides because we got them for the Shah, and then we were supporting Saddam Hussein at the time. I don't think that's a good idea, particularly when we have to borrow the money from China to pay for the weapons.
You want to end all foreign aid as well, is that right?
Yeah, and in fact, the other day, Reuters did a poll. 71% of the American people agree with me that when we're short of money, when we can't do the things we need to do in our country, we certainly shouldn't be shipping the money overseas. I'm all for cooperating with Pakistan. I hope they will continue to work with us, but you shouldn't have to buy your friends. Foreign aid has been estimated that 70% of foreign aid is stolen off the top by corrupt, autocratic dictators in Africa and various other places. We just can't do it anymore. The debt is all-consuming, and it threatens our well-being as a country.
The system of foreign aid is broken. What do you mean by that?